Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. Hey, Thawadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do another lesson, in which I'm going to name this one, The First Purge, is coming very soon. And it comes off of the movie I saw last night, which is called, brothers know about the Purge series. You had the Purge Anarchy, the Purge Election Year, and then the First Purge, which is really a prequel to the other two. Now, I want to highlight this Purge because, as you see, it says the First Purge, a nation reborn. And, there's different articles out there that points out the similarities of the things that happened in the first purge and the things that's happening today in real life society. And what we've always been telling you people is that this devil, he speaks through his movies. And it just so happened, like I said, around last night I seen this movie. And this is around the time election time. All right, this is around the time of which when you watch the movie, it goes straight into today. In the movie, it speaks about how there's mass unemployment. In the movie, it speaks about how there's too many people. The earth is overpopulated. So they have to have a purge. In the movie, it shows you that they're going to target you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay? So, hey, a purge is coming. All right, they want to basically, these elites, they want to cleanse the world of all of those that are useless eaters. Okay, so I have this article which goes into it, which is it's a good article, but I just want to grab this point. Let me see. Because this is the main thing in the movie that stood out to me. All right, so it says, perhaps the biggest allusion to current politics is the embodiment of Marissa Tomei's a character of Dr. May Updale, an NFFA contracted psychologist and the brain behind the purge. Updale asks of herself, "What have I done?" when she realizes that her experiment has been taken out of her control and that the government was paying people to make the purge look successful. When a doctor sees the errors of her ways, it is too late. Updale could be read as representing... Oh, Salaki, I skipped the point I wanted to bring out too, where it talks about when she realized that her experiment has been taken out of her control and that the government was paying people to make the purge look successful. Which goes to show you that the government themselves, they want depopulation. They want death. As a matter of fact, which they take orders from the elites. Okay, so as a matter of fact, I want to bring out this article, which it says, Adjustment Day looms as America's headed for violent civil war. And again, this remind me, I was watching a brother, Big Bro in the Camp Times of War. He did a lesson entitled Read Israelites Removal Act 8. 8. The largest. So when you go into this now,
change now, with longer days and less interaction, some employees are starting to feel burnt out.
Some employers are turning to software to monitor what their employees are doing all day long.
You need private sector capital, private sector ingenuity, private sector technology, and private sector capabilities to come
Not just to have a tech job, but a job that is increasingly tech enabled in almost every part of the economy.
At the start of the pandemic, work
Dang.
treat any other crisis.
Was dang, I didn't realize this. As you see right here, it says World Economic Forum. So basically, these elites and these different leaders, their plans for the world, shaping the economic recovery, redesigning social contracts, skills, and jobs. All right, and mind you, that's just what we had just saw, which I'm gonna continue to play. But that's basically going into what putting everything online, so that everybody would have to work from their home, restoring the health of the environment, developing sustainable business models.
It is imperative that we reimagine, rebuild, redesign, It is imperative that we reimagine, rebuild, redesign, reinvigorate, and rebalance our world.
We not only have to demand change, but
You see, so we're not making this up, man. What it said, the Purge, the first Purge, a nation reborn. And what did that devil just say? It's imperative that we rebuild, redesign our economy. And then it goes on to show, the violent protests.
also creates change.
And then we need to couple that with new initiatives to equip more people with the digital skills they'll need, not just to have a tech job, but a job that is increasingly tech enabled in almost every part of the economy.
At the start of the pandemic, working from home might have felt like a welcome change. Now, with longer days and less interaction, some employees are starting to feel burnt out.
Some employers are turning to software to monitor what their employees are doing all day long.
You need private sector capital, private sector ingenuity, private sector technology, and private sector capabilities to come to the party.
This morning, a mind-boggling report on layoffs. More than...
You see? So amidst all of that that's going on, all right, this is another reason why they say we got to rebuild this place, reshape this place. All right? Massive layoffs, massive unemployment. Okay? So that's all I really wanted to get out of that. Let me see.
6.6 million Americans filing new claims for unemployment insurance last week, the largest number in a single week ever.
We will now start a quite high number of task forces to look at all the different issues, and we will present all those ideas to the people assembled in Davos.
You see? So this all, hey man, this all is, all the stuff that was playing out in that movie is playing out to this very day. Now I want to get this article, which it says Adjustment Day looms as America's headed for a violent civil war. So it says on October 1st, with little fanfare, Politico published an extraordinary opinion piece that may be the most important thing I've read all year. Titled Americans Increasingly Believe Violence is Justified If the Other Side Wins. The essay was penned by 3 senior fellows at the Hoover Institution, New America, and the Hudson Institute, as well as a professor of political communication at Louisiana State University and a professor of governor at the University of Maryland. That's 5 authors in case you lost count. All right. So I want to jump down here. It says way back in November of 2017, a mere 8% of both Democrats and Republicans held that it is legitimate to use violence to advance their political goals. Actually, there's nothing mere about it. It ought to surprise us that such a sizable percentage of both parties could hold such a radical view. Also surprising is Republicans running neck and neck with Democrats. All right? Because they all want the same agenda. As a matter of fact, in Revelations 13 and 11, which let me grab that. Revelations 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay, so the Republicans and the Democrats, they appear to be on opposite sides, but what? They have the same head. All right, they follow the same agenda. It says, contrary to how they are perceived by leftists, conservatives are slow to embrace the idea of violence or any sort of punitive measure against their opponents. Reading on, we must remember. I want to just jump straight to the points. All right, so it says, jumping down, it says almost a year later in October 2018, the percentage of Democrats condoning violence had jumped to 13%. To 13, which is 13%. It had become obvious to them at this point that the results of the 2016 election were not going to be reversed. Though many still held out the hope that Robert Mueller would uncover some dirt that would prove Trump's undoing, true to form, conservatives lagged behind. See what nice people we are, with a mere 11% condoning violence. Still, the number had risen. At least part of this had to be attributed to Kavanaugh hearing, which were a wake-up call for many Republicans, including Lindsey Graham. Jumping down, it says, by December 2019, things had gotten genuinely scary. The trend had continued in how this was the month that the House approved articles of impeachment against Trump. Earlier in the year, in April, the Mueller report was made public, revealing that we had been subjected to 2 solid years of hysteria about Russia collusion for absolutely no reason whatever. The libs were frustrated, to put it mildly. 16% of them now condone violence. Republicans were behind the curve again, but not by much, with 15% of them thinking the same way. But we hadn't seen anything yet. That was before COVID and Black Lives Matter. By June of the current year, these percentages had doubled, and Democrats and Republicans, were now equally in favor of breaking heads. 30% of both groups now condone violence to advance political goals. Let us pause to consider this number once more. 30%. Let us also pause to consider that this poll was conducted at the beginning of June, when the George Floyd riots had just gotten going. So going to show you that this is all orchestrated. By September 1st, the percentage of liberals condoning violence had risen by just 3 points. Still, at 33%, this constitutes 1/3 of all Dems. The more interesting result came from the Republicans. However, the percentage in question had risen to 36%, and for the first time, Republicans rated as more violence approving than Dems. If you read the fine print, you will find that the September polls margin of error is 2 percentage points. Da 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 da. All right, but the point, the point was pretty much made that all this is orchestrated, and that these devils want to bring violence. As the name of the movie goes, the first purge. All right, the first purge sets the precedence of why they actually wanted to purge. All right, to rebuild the nation. In that movie, it shows you, which actually I believe it says it here. Let me see. When a doctor sees the error for ways, it is too late. Updale could be read as representing the 53% of white women who voted for Donald Trump. Because the experiment impacted these marginalized communities, blacks and Latinos, and not someone like her, she was unable to see the damage that it would do to the nation as a whole. And when she did come to terms with how it was wrong, the nation's new leadership then turned on her. And this goes to show you too that Esau is going to, as the scriptures say, Esau is going to come down having great wrath. Because what? Amongst all these riots, one of the reasonings for riots, as the scriptures also say, is because, let me just grab it. 2 Ezra 15:16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? So basically going to show you that you're going to have people that's going against this government because they see the bullshit. Like in that movie, in the first Purge. You had the most powerful street gang. They realized what them devils was doing, so they took matters into their own hands, and they ended up getting mauled down. So if Esau's taking down one of his own that's not with him, how much faster you think he's gonna take you down? You have something called the anti-vaxxer communities, which we are one. We ain't with the vaccines either. You got the Israelites out there telling the world this man is a devil and what he's about to do. All right, you even have channels like Lisa Haven, Dabu, and these different alternative news medias that's coming against these devils. And Esau is already doing it on a lower scale. I seen a brother had put up a post that was talking about how Esau is going to start taking videos now of anybody that's talking about the chip, I believe. So hey, it's about to get real bad for those who are against this government. But whatever it takes for us to get back to our to get back in good graces with our power, man. The scriptures say some of us shall be beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. So we already prepared, for truth's sakes. But reading on, she was unable to see the damage. Oh, let's see. But that was really the point. Let me see if it was more in this. That was really the point, man. So, hey, I definitely advise brothers to watch that movie, The First Purge. Also in that movie, it shows you how Esau's going to send out mercenaries, as I had read before, to do more killing. All right, in that movie, it shows you too, which I don't know if I mentioned it. It definitely doesn't mention it in this article. But the doctor, what was her name? May Updale. When she found out what was going on, when she found out what was going on, she confronted one of her heads, one of her leaders. She was asking him, why are you doing this? Why are you why are you sending mercenaries out to kill these people? And he was even saying himself, the population is too much. The unemployment is out of control. We got to do something here. All right. And he actually, like I mentioned before, he got those orders from the head, he got those orders from someone above him. So hey, man, it's about to get real scary out here, man. We got to remember to stay prayed up and trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Psalms 34 and I'll start at 4. All right, and this is through the Spirit while brothers is praying more, putting them fast, asking the Lord to hold us down in that day, man. Cause we see it ain't gonna be nothing pretty. Again, when you watch that movie, one thing's absolutely clear is that Esau is gonna come down having great wrath. Okay. A psalm of David when he changed his behavior for Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahweh. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Let us magnify Yahweh, who the world inwardly calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. Okay? And let us exalt his name together. All right? Proverbs 18 and 10 tells you why. Because it is a strong tower. That's the only thing that's going to keep us in that day. The belief in the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. I sought the Lord and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. Okay? It ain't going to be a walk in the park for the men of the Lord either. But we going to have Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So when them dangers look close, it's always going to be as the scriptures say in Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Most High shall lift up a standard. When you look up that word standard, it means the word escape. So out of nowhere, the Most High is going to, make a way for us to escape. The Most High could turn you invisible. The Most High could translate you. What's the, when you go from one place to the other, damn, I forgot the name of that. But in the instant, the Most High can just have an angel grab you and, move you somewhere else. Hey man, he can have an angel be around you as a force field. Which ultimately that's what's gonna happen. With the scriptures I'm about to read it. It says they looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. Okay? Our face is not gonna be ashamed in that day, man. We doing what the Lord told us to do. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. All right, for edification's sake, let's get the word all if I'm able to. Psalms 34. Okay. Out of all his troubles. The word trouble is tazarah, which is straits, distress, trouble. Which through the Spirit, the brother out there in Memphis, he had did a lesson on was that Psalms 143 and 7. That's one of my favorite prayers now. It says, hear me speedily, which let me see if I'll be able to show brothers. All right. Mahar Ananiah Yahweh. You know if brothers be able to see this. Mahar Anaya Yahweh Kalatha Rachayak Thas La'a Thasathar Panyaka Mamanya Wa Na Mashothaya. I'm Slaki, I wrote it under as you see. I'm Yeradya Bawar. Okay? And as you see in the English, it will be, hear me speedily, O Yahweh, my spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me, lest I be like unto them that go down into the pit. Alright, so if the Lord is not with us, we done. So it says, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his trouble. That was Psalms 34:6. Verse 7, the angel of Yahweh encamped round about them that fear him and delivered them. O taste and see that Yahweh is good, and blessed is the man that trusts in him. O fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. Okay? So fear Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and not upon these things that come upon the earth. Even the scriptures tell us in Psalms, Proverbs 3:25. Alright, it says, be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. Alright, so these days are for the wicked, it's not for the righteous. So with that, shalom to the elect.